So, 22 jobs have been added to the Priority Migration Skilled Occupation list for Australia. If you want to find out what occupations these are, then please keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be breaking it down for you guys and letting you know the 22 jobs that have been added to the PMSOL list for Australia in a response to build Australia's economy from the COVID crisis. Now, we all know that the borders to Australia have been shut. No one can really enter except if you are an Australian resident and you are coming back from overseas. So obviously there is an impact to our skilled migration here in Australia. We're not being able to source or have people apply for jobs within Australia that have certain qualifications, which are outlined in this PMSOL list. Because of all of this, the Australian government has now got 22 occupations, which when you see them, you guys are going to be blown away because these are occupations that, you know, are very, very relatable. A lot of people have these jobs. So the fact that Australia has opened these jobs up to the wider world is honestly insane because they haven't done this for a while. And the truth is, because Australia's been close to the rest of the world, there is a shortage. There is a critical shortage in these skills, and these skills are necessary for Australia to build back their economy and really revive the workforce and get it back to where it was pre-COVID times. So late last year, the Department of Home Affairs in Australia came out and released 17 occupations which had been added to this list. From those 17 occupations, 22 more occupations have been added. As we can see, this is all an attempt to get the Australian economy back up and running. So I want to share an article with you which really explains this for you guys if you are interested in moving to Australia, if you've got these certain skills or you're in this occupation overseas and you want to live in Australia, you want to work in Australia, then be sure to keep watching. Alrighty, now that we're a little bit more comfortable, I've got an article here which I wanted to share with you guys. It really does shed the light on the 22 jobs that are now available in Australia. So if you've got these skills, if you're working in this occupation, then definitely keep watching.
Hi guys, just jumping in today to mention today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. Basically, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You're able to explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. So a class that I've recently been taking is called Productivity for Creators, Starting a Successful Side Hustle. This is by Ali Abdal, who is a doctor and a YouTuber. Now, this has definitely helped me in learning more about side hustles and how you can actually create a successful side hustle. So if we go down the different lessons here, you can go through and select which one is most relevant to you. And if we scroll down, we can read a little bit more about, you know, what this class is actually about, the students that have been registered in this class, and a little bit more about Ali Abdul and all of his useful links. So definitely recommend this if you are looking to starting a successful side hustle. So Skillshare have thousands of online classes available. Some topics include illustration, graphic design, creative writing, animation, production, film and video, marketing, productivity, freelance and entrepreneurship, and honestly the list could go on. So if this sounds like something you would be interested in, then definitely click the link in the description box below, because the first 1,000 subscribers to click the link in the description box below will receive a 1-month free trial to Skillshare Premium, which is honestly amazing, and that too ad-free. Now back to the video.
So I've got an article here from SBS. So here it says Australia adds 22 new occupations to the PMSOL. So Immigration Minister Alex Hawke has added 22 occupations to support the economic recovery from COVID-19. Now that's obviously what I've mentioned, so let's keep going. Now, with the hope of filling labour shortages for businesses in Australia, the government is now expanding the number of occupations to better reflect the urgent skills of shortages in the context of the pandemic recovery. I know when I posted this on my Instagram, a lot of you guys were asking whether it was for onshore or offshore people. Now this is definitely for the offshore, and it is definitely in response to the economic crisis that Australia is currently undergoing. So they are looking outside of Australia to fill these shortages and to fill these jobs. So definitely offshore if you are asking me. Basically how they came about these 22 occupations. So basically the minister says that they engaged with employers, businesses, leaders and industry bodies to determine these changes and what the shortages actually were. So the government received valuable feedback from Australian businesses on the critical skill vacancies, which has been considered together with data from the National Skills Commission to be able to update the listing, right? So the Morrison government, which is the Australian government, the parliament that's currently in power, will continue to support Australian businesses, including through skilled migration as the engine room of our nation's economy. Now, let's have a look into the 22 occupations, the part that you guys have all been waiting for. So these are the 22 occupations that have been added as of the 22nd of June this year, 2021, and they are effective immediately. So, accountants in general and taxation, we've got accountant management, external auditors, and internal auditors. So, guys, I never thought I'd actually see this, but there is a shortage of these occupations. So I know a lot of my viewers out there are in the accounting space. They're either internal auditors, external auditors. I know I was an internal auditor, and a lot of you guys have come through for that same content. So a lot of you guys that are overseas and are looking to come to Australia and work in Australia, then this may be your chance, because it's open. The Australian government needs people that are in this field to come and work in Australia. So we've got obviously accountancy there. Now the next sort of category we've got is engineers. So we've got electrical engineer, civil engineer, structural engineer, geotechnical, transport, mining, petroleum, surveyor, and a cartographer. So as you can see, I don't know, that probably lists all of the engineers out there. I'm not sure, maybe I don't know which one's missing. Maybe chemical engineering is missing, but that looks like a lot of engineers. So a lot of positions are available. If you are, you know, within that field, then definitely look into this. So we've got obviously accountants, we've got engineers, and I think we've got in the healthcare space as well, we've got spatial scientists, medical laboratory scientists. We've got, I'm not even going to pronounce this because I'm going to literally butcher it, but you can see that there. So we've got a few in the medical space as well. And if we have a look down, you can see that we have got multimedia specialists, analyst programmers, software and application programmers. We've got ICT security specialists. I know a lot of my fellow viewers out there are definitely within the IT space. So if it's ever been a dream of yours to come to Australia, then this may be your chance. And finally, we've got chef. I didn't know there was a shortage of chefs, given that you know, the tourism industry, the hospitality industry has been affected, but I mean, they've done their research and it looks like they know what they're doing. So yeah, these are the 22 occupations which have recently been opened up for Australia. Now basically what they're saying, if we go down further into the article, due to the border closures, Australia's net migration has dropped to negative levels, and this has not been seen since World War II, which is honestly insane. So this definitely looks like a call from the Australian government to the rest of the world. If you've got these skills, then definitely be sure to apply. And as mentioned, this now makes it 41 occupations which have now been added, because the existing occupations that were on the list are all these ones here on the screen, as you can see. So you may be asking, how does this actually work? So if your occupation is one of the above occupations, then you will need to be sponsored by an Australian business or entity. Now, priority processing will be given to employer-sponsored applicants in the occupations list for both nomination and visa applications for the following visa types. So you can have a look here on the screen. These are the following visa types which priority processing will be given to. So be sure to check that out. So visa holders that have been sponsored by a business will be able to request an exemption from Australia's travel restrictions, but it will be subject to 14 days of quarantine upon arrival at your own expense. So this definitely has to be factored into, and you need to make sure that you've got approval from your business, your employer, that they definitely need you and your skills. But when you do come to Australia, then the 14 days of quarantine, which you can't get exempted from, you will need to do at your own expense. So that obviously means paying for your own hotel fees and food, etc. So those are the 22 occupations which have recently been added. I know there'll be a lot of people out there that have already been applying and are looking to apply, so be sure to speak to your migration specialist or your registered migration agent so that they can provide you with the best advice and how you can go ahead with this moving forward. If you are interested in ever coming to Australia, which I will definitely say is the best country in the world, like literally guys, it's one of the best ones. So if you are looking into this, then definitely get started, get into this quick, and speak to your specialist, speak to a professional that knows what they're doing in this space, in the migration space, and see what your chances are of moving to Australia, because I honestly can't recommend it enough. It's been a place where I have grown up and I've spent majority of my life here, and I wouldn't have it any other way, and I plan to stay here for the rest of my life. So if you are interested, then definitely check out the article. I will leave it down below as well in case you are interested, but speak to someone that knows what they're doing, and I wish you guys all the best. And that is it guys, that's the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks guys.